Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dillzim's Let's Play of the Kingdom of Loathing. As you can see when I logged in today, today is Labor Day, and I get to enjoy an extra 10 adventures a day, courtesy of Manuel Labor. That's cute. Um, so at the end of the day yesterday, I was talking about how I had some stuff that I could do in the big mountains here with regards to my Nemesis. I can go into the dark and dank sinister cave, and we're going to start there. You step into the cave and pause a moment to let your eyes adjust to the dim light. The air in here is stagnant, and a foul odor reaches your nostrils. It smells like evil, and also destiny, and also like someone's been keeping cheese in an old sock. Alright, so I can start by checking out this door here. A little way down the tunnel, you encounter a large stone slab blocking your path. It features an elaborate bas-relief carving which depicts an angry-looking man holding a spear and shield, who for some reason appears to be wearing the top of a bull's head on his head, which looks kind of uncomfortable looking, not to mention gross, and probably explains why this man looks so angry. There's a large hole in the wall next to the slab, the opening of a vertical shaft which drops away like a garbage chute. Presumably, you're meant to drop something into the hole to make the door open. Well, do I have anything that fits? I have an acid-squirting flower. No reason to assume that would fit. I have an ancient poison dart. That's two ancient things. Let's try that. You attempt to put the ancient poison dart in the hole, but some invisible force pushes it away. I guess it's the wrong item, which is annoying, but at least you didn't needlessly lose your ancient poison dart down a bottomless pit. Okay, so that's not right. I got a balloon helmet. That's probably not it. I got a balloon sword. I've got some bar skin. I've got a bat wing. I've got a couple of bat wings. I've got bat gut. I've got Bengal bomb. I've got big punk. I've got big red clown nose, bloody clown pants, a booter finger, bottle of gin, bottle of rum, bowl of cottage cheese, box, bugbear, buckler buckle, bugbear beanies, bugbear punk guards, bunny livers. None of that seems right. Chef's hat, clown shoes, clown skin. Well, what else have I got? Looks kind of like a Knobgoblin Elite helm. No, okay. What else have I got? I have a Viking helmet. We could try that. You put your Viking helmet in the hole. There's a slight resistance, almost as though you're pushing it through some manner of magical field. Then it drops away into the darkness, and after a moment, the stone slab slides into the ceiling with a loud grinding noise, opening the path before you. Okay. There's another door. You approach another large stone slab blocking the hall. This one is engraved with the image of a small bag with little round things pouring it out of it into a flat circular thing. Below that is a carving of an oblong shape which is beset on the left and right sides by what looks like two magical explosions flying in and exploding on it. You're not exactly sure what's going on here. Probably something the artist couldn't figure out how to draw, so he went allegorical. The image below that is much clearer. It depicts a man covered in flames, screaming in agony and shooting fire out of his mouth. I have no idea. I legitimately have no... I want to swear there, but I don't really have a reason to. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do with that. I don't think I have anything that fits that exactly. Let's see what happens if I put a ghoul whip in. You attempt to put your cool whip in the hole, but the magical barrier prevents you. Or possibly the hole is too small. Since we're not going to implement a small enough to go into the second hole in the Nemesis cave entry in the item table, you'll have to decide for yourself which it is. Okay. Do I have anything that makes sense? It looks kind of like enchanted bean burrito, but I have no idea. Let's see if my seal clubber friend has any advice. Okay. Have you defeated your Nemesis yet? No? Have I mentioned how vitally important it is that you do so and reclaim our stolen artifact? Pretty sure I mentioned that. Okay. So, I need something that will make me breathe fire. I don't even know where to begin. Let's go to the distant woods. Let's adventure in the old landfill. I set that up a while back. You're fighting a junk sprite ladle bender. Drunk sprites are a little bit like fairies, a bit like gnomes, and a bit like the bearded weirdo geniuses who hang out in maker spaces and who call workshops maker spaces. This particular drunk sprite is adept at bending things. Not air, water, earth, or fire, though. Mostly metal. In fact, exclusively metal. He even bent himself a pair of aluminum underwear, so if you don't like him, you can bite his shiny metal ass. Get the jump on him. Hit him for 82 damage. Nothing else interesting happens. Fighting a drunk sprite dishwasher melter. Drunk sprites are a little like pixies, and a little like fairies, and a little like the guy you work with who has a fully functional forge in his house so he can make swords on the weekends. I know people like that. This drunk sprite melts all of the scrap metal down so that she can cold cast it into various new and exciting weapons. Drunk sprites have that hippie urge to turn drunk into something else, but at least the drunk sprites go for useful and deadly over it looks great twisted into my dreads, man. You get the jump on her. Give her a knuckle sandwich, but because she still looks hungry, you follow it up with a club sandwich for 51 damage. And I win the fight. Okay, another junk sprite spoon melter. Whack. Bam. Poff. Zappo. You're fighting a drunk sprite ratchet sharpener. Drunk sprites are kind of like gnomes, only with wings and torsos and without the weird speech impediment. They share a love of tinkering and crafting with their gnomish cousins, though, and a similar love of beating the stuffing out of people who interrupt their tinkering. This particular junk sprite sharpens pieces of metal to upcycle into semi-lethal crafts. He was just turning some tin cans into shuriken, and now you've provided a target for him to test them out. But he does not get the opportunity, because I beat him up. Junk sprite can sharpener. Down he goes. I am really not seeing much here. Drunk sprite railroad spike bender. Drunk sprites are a little bit... Oh yeah, okay. You can bite a shiny metal ass. Alright. Nothing interesting appears to be happening there. So I'm actually going to go check out the copes of the Deep Fat Friars. They need some help. Please help us, adventurer. We're performing our ritual at Infernal Gate, and our brother Starfish dropped the butter knife. All of the infernal creatures escaped our grasp and have tainted our grove. Please clean the taint. Collect 3 items necessary to perform the ritual, which will banish these fiends back to their own realm. The first can probably be found in the dark neck of the woods. The second item was last seen in the dark heart of the woods, and the third item was stolen near the dark elbow of the woods. So let's start in the dark neck of the woods. You're fighting a P-Imp. This imp be stylin'. He advances towards you, tossing his cane from hand to hand. He gets the jump on you. He bites you with his platinum grill. At least he's not a gorge foreman, man. Those grills are much sharper. The first rule of hitting with a club is you do not talk about hitting with a club. The second rule of hitting with a club is you do 43 damage, and I acquired some Imp Ale. Straight from the finest brewery in Hades... Imp Ale delivers full-bodied flavor, eternal damnation, and just a touch of hops. You're fighting a Hellion. This is a charged atom of Infernium. It's larger than you might think, and deadlier. It gets the jump on you. It hits you with several neutrons. You start burning, doing the neutron dance. Ow! That actually hurt. Holy cow, he hits hard. Alright, so I won, but I'm hurting. I'm going to go back to my campground for a second here. Okay. Looks like the copes of the Deep Fat Friars may be a little out of my range here. Let's see here. I'm not even sure what to do. Well, you can go back into the nearby plains. I've already done Cobb's Knob. Oh, I could go check out inside Cobb's Knob. There was a laboratory, a key for which I had, and I can go to the laboratory. You are fighting a Knobgoblin alchemist. This is one of the most mad of the Knobgoblin mad scientists. He spends most of his life in the futile pursuit of a formula to turn lead into meat, but the most he could muster was turning cardboard into tofu, and nobody could tell the difference. After so many failures, he devoted the remainder of his life to the pursuit of combining chemicals and magical incantations to make smoke, bubbles, and pretty colors in beakers, and that's been a lot easier and more rewarding. He gets the jump on you. He tosses a potion at you. It explodes in a glittery cloud. Oh wait, those are tiny razor blades. My bad. Ooh, that hurt. I felt that. I still got him in one shot, though. Okay, another Knobgoblin alchemist. I beat him up, and he gets me with more tiny razor blades. Oof. But I beat him up. You're fighting a Knobgoblin very mad scientist. This is one of the maddest of the mad scientists of Cobb Knobs. He's madder than a hatter. Well, madder than a regular hatter, but slightly less mad than a mad hatter. He gets the jump on you. He turns on Jacob's ladder and pokes you with it. There's a stab and a zap that's not entirely pleasant. Ooh. Ooh, I got a Cobb's Knob Menagerie key. The door to the Cobb's Knob Menagerie is made of such heavy metal that no matter how much you bang your head against it, it won't open unless you've got the key, which you do, so that's cool. Okay. I think another quick rest in my cottage here before we go back. There's the knob shaft and the menagerie. We've got the menagerie level 1, the menagerie level 2, the menagerie level 3, and cell 37. You approach the source of the mysterious psst noise and peek through a little barred window on the door. It's dark inside, but you can see the outline of a figure moving around in there. Hello? You go. Finally, a human. Look, can you help me out? These crazy goblins are going to do some kind of insane experiment on me. I've seen some of the freaks they keep in their menagerie, and let me tell you, I'm not what you would call eager. You try the door handle, but not unexpectedly, it's locked tight. What can I do? Well, says the prisoner, I'd like to at least know what they're planning. One of the scientists should have a file on me or something. Can you get a hold of it? Sure, you say. I'll give it a shot. Okay. He wants me to go back into the laboratory. Fighting a knobgoblin mad scientist. He pulls out a seltzer bottle and hoses you down with it. Unfortunately, some of it gets in your eyes, but fortunately, some of it gets in your mouth. I lose 14 hit points, but I gain 8 muscularity points. Oh, I got knobgoblin seltzer. It's a combat/usable item. It will restore a moderate amount of MP when drunk. This is a fizzy beverage concocted by the knobgoblin mad scientists. If knobgoblins had clowns, the clowns would squirt this at people in a theoretically amusing fashion. Thankfully, the knobgoblins exiled or annihilated their clown population fairly early in their tribal history. Oof. Knobgoblin alchemist tosses a potion at me. It bubbles on my giblets and briefly and painfully switches locations with your head. Ow. Stop hurting me. A knobgoblin, very mad scientist. He lets loose a pacelle of vicious mutated carnivorous chickens who peck your solar plexus to tatters. Ooh. Oh, I got Subject 37's file. This manila folder doesn't have any information on who Subject 37 is or where he came from, but it does outline the knobgoblin scientist's plans for him. They're not pretty, and neither will Subject 37 be when they're finished. Okay, let's go back down to the menagerie and see what he has to say. You pass the folder through the little barred window, and here's Subject 37 flipping through the pages. Let's see here. Skullectomy, squidoplasty, complete skinectomy replaced with nipples, verify available quantity. What the crap? I've got to get out of here. Is there anything I can do to help? Well, I've got the basic outline of a plan. First, I'm going to need a way to distract the guard. There's a crazy thing they call a basic elemental that they keep in the first level of the menagerie. I saw them bringing one of them in. It threw a weird-looking object that teleported one of the scientists away. Can you get me one of those? Maybe. We'll try. You're fighting a basic elemental. 10, print. You're going to die, puny adventurer. 20, go to 10. You get the jump on it. Thrust, smack, it's all in the mind. And in the face of your opponent, who just took 119 plus 5 damage. Okay. Fighting a fruit golem. This is a golem made of fruit. That's why they call it a fruit golem. They don't call it a fruity golem because they don't like internal bleeding. Alright. A knobgoblin mutant. This is the result of a failed genetic experiment by the knobgoblin male scientists. It gets the jump on me. It hits me with both of its head and its foreheads. All 8 heads then. Okay. Alright. I win the fight. Another basic elemental. It gets the jump on you. For x equals 1 to 5, print punch next x. Oh, I have some friends who would find that very funny. Ooh, I got a go-to. I believe that this is likely what he wanted. Pass the go-to through the window and Subject 37 thanks you. Okay, the next thing I'll need is a way to break open this little barred window. There's a really muscular beast called a weremoose. They have several of them locked up on Menagerie level 2. My guess is that if they're true lycanthropes, they should be able to grant me their power on a temporary basis with some of their spit. So I'll need you to bring me some. That's really gross. Yeah, sorry, but any port in a storm, right? Alright, well, let's go back to my campground and spend a couple adventures resting up before we head in to the Cobb's Knob Menagerie level 2. Fighting a weremoose. This is a weremoose, one of the most terrifying and Canadian of all the members of the lycanthropy family, eh? He cracks open a can of Molson's and smashes it. I can't even read. Smashes it on your head, eh? Oh yeah. Okay. I beat him up with a thrust smack, but he hits hard. A grass elemental. This is a pile of grass clippings that has somehow gained sentience and isn't particularly happy about having been cut down in the primes of its many tiny lives. It gets the jump on you. It smacks you in the groin, leaving a stain that will be murder to get out. Ooh, ow, ow. But with my thrust smack, I am victorious, and I get some hit points back from Wonklin, so that's always handy. Okay, let's adventure again here. Another weremoose. Canna Molson's again. Ooh, he gets underneath you and underneath me and bucks me into a wall. Boom, down he goes. I got some weremoose spit. Alright. It gives the effect. Okay, as everyone knows, the bite of were-whatever can infect you with its particular variant of lycanthropy. This is because being a lycanthropy is kind of a pain in the ass and tends to make one a bit spiteful. Oh, sure, one might say. Point and laugh at the pathetic were-sloth. Well, let's see how you like it, buddy. Anyway, I've forgotten the point I was trying to make, but you get this bottle of spit off a weremoose you beat up. Gives the effect lycanthropy, eh? You're like a lycanthropy, eh? What's that all about? Alright, let's go take that back down to Mr. 37 here. You pass the little vial of weremoose spit through the window. Great, Subject 37 says. This is perfect. Okay, I need one more thing. Once I break open this window, I'm going to need help getting through it. It's going to be a tight squeeze, so I'm going to need some heavy-duty lubricant. They have some big fat guys locked up on the 3rd level of the menagerie. Some blubber from one of those should do the trick. That's even grosser than the weremoose spit. This is the last thing I need, I promise. Okay, considering how badly the weremoose and the grass elemental and whatnot were beating me up. Oh my. Okay, I will go back to that thought in a second. You have an incredibly vivid dream in which you're a butterfly, flitting about the breeze. When you wake up, you aren't quite sure whether you're an adventurer that dreamt of being a butterfly, or a butterfly that's dreaming of being an adventurer. You do feel an overwhelming urge to pollinate something, though. Okay. So, let's see here. I am not going down to level 3 of the menagerie just yet. I am going to go down to the desert beach. I'm going to go to the shore. I'm going to take a distant lands dude ranch adventure. Okay. Now I'm going to go into Border Town. And I'm going to adventure south of the border for a while. You're fighting a handsome mariachi. This is a mysterious mariachi with a dangerous past. He has no name and no hometown, but damned if he hasn't got a good head of hair and a handsome face. He doesn't look too dangerous, but he's probably got a crossbow hidden in his guitar case. You get to jump on him. You club him upside the head for 65 damage, and you acquire a handsomeness potion. This potion will make you irresistible to the ladies. Or the guys, if that's your thing. Look, we don't ask questions here. It might also make your life more dangerous, though. Gives you the effect mysteriously handsome for 5 adventures. You're handsome and mysterious. Doubly mysterious if you're a female. With a face like that, danger is sure to come a-courtin'. Gives me a little extra moxie boost, but also gives me the muscle, the monster level bonuses, so... We will adventure again south of the border. You're fighting a raging bull. Looks like some matador is muerto, man. This bull is full of piss, vinegar, and fury in equal proportions. And it's wearing boxing gloves for some reason. Gets the jump on you. He produces a red cape and proceeds to wave it in front of himself. But you remind him that bulls are actually colorblind. Alright. I beat him up. I acquire a pile of jumping beans. Cool. You're fighting a mariachi calavera. This frightening apparition is a malevolently animated skeleton wearing a mariachi suit. Even though it's a skeleton, it somehow has a gigantic beer belly. You probably shouldn't have eaten the worm in the bottom of the mezcal. It gets the jump on you. It tries to poke you with its skeletal fingers, but you break one off and find it's made of tasty marzipan. I beat it. I get a marzipan skull, which is a cooking ingredient and gives me sugar rush. Okay, you're fighting an irate mariachi. This mariachi is seriously upset about something. Could be that the maraca player is late. It could be that he forgot the chords to Dos Arbolitos. Who knows? Either way, it looks like he's going to take it out on your ass. You get the jump on him. Alright, you induct him into the club. You get a bottle of tequila and a mariachi G-string. This is the 3rd string from a mariachi guitar. What? It's thin, strong, pointy on the ends. You could probably garrote somebody with it pretty effectively, or put it back on a guitar and play a gavotte for somebody. Okay. Ooh. As you wander the dirty back alleys of Border Town, wondering if you should have a tequila or 7 before you go back north of the border, you are accosted by a little kid selling chewing gum. ¿Quieres chicle? He asks. You start to pull out your wallet to help the kid, but you're interrupted by a big orcish tourist. She has an unkempt mop of blonde hair and a shirt that looks like some couch is now wandering around naked. "Isn't this tragic?" she says, sobbing and staring at something you can't see. "This young man is reduced to selling chewing gum on the street to support himself, but for less than the price of a cup of herbal tea a day, you can help this young man trade up to hard candy and someday hell ramen." The kid walks up to the orcish lady. "Quieres chicle, senora?" he asks. "Go away and quit bothering me, kid," she says, and then turns back to stare at a fixed point in front of her again. "Yes, call today and give generously." You buy some of the kid's gum and wander off shaking your head. You acquire an item, habanero-flavored chewing gum. This gives me spicy mouth. That might be what I need for... Here, let's try this. Okay. Habanero flavored chewing gum. Okay. It's too small, or it's too big rather, or the magical barrier prevents me. Grumbling, you rifle through your pack, unable to find anything that looks similar to what the engravings seem to be implying. It's possible you simply don't have whatever the door is looking for. Also, it occurs to you that the engravings may be indicating steps, like a sort of recipe. Okay, so it looks like I need to make some sort of burrito. I'm betting... Let's see. Does the mall... Oops. Have anything for... Oops. That's not what I wanted. Come on. There we go. Ow. What about Seaside Town's Market Square? Does the general store have something I could use? No. But, oh, I think I remember where I can find what I need. So, I go back to the big mountains and I look in the Hermitage. There's a habanero pepper. Okay. So, I need worthless stuff. So first I need to go back to Seaside Town. No, I need to go to the Market Square. I need to go into the general store. I'm gonna get a third hand lantern. Oh, that's funny. This is a lantern that you can use even when both of your hands are full. That's what its first and second owners claimed, at least. That's cute. I need chewing gums on string. I will get 5 of them. I can't afford 5. Oh, fine, I will get 4. I will get 4 chewing gums on string. Okay. I now need to use those. Surely I will get... Ah, good, I got some worthless stuff. So, let us go back to the Hermitage. Get a habanero pepper. And there's ketchup. This is a bottle of ketchup. It's different from catsup. And a bottle of catsup. This is a bottle of catsup. It's different from ketchup. Okay. Do I have an enchanted bean? I do not. I need to go back to the bat hole and get at least 1 enchanted bean. Whack the bean bat. Oh, of course not. Because I want one. There we go. Okay. Now, do I have any flat dough? No. Do I have any wads of dough? No. Okay. Let us go to the Bugbear Bakery. Alright, equipment. Bugbear Beanie. Bugbear Bun Guard. Back to the woods. Into the forest village. Into the Bugbear Bakery. Buy a wad of dough. Okay. Take the wad of dough and make it flat. Now, we will craft things. We will cook. Enchanted bean. with the flat dough, and we will bake that, and we will take the enchanted bean burrito and cook it with a jalapeno, or a habanero pepper. What? I was sure I had... Okay, so that's not what I need to do. Well, crap. Now I'm confused. Well, let's go put my good stuff back on. My crown of the Goblin King, and my Goblin Elite pants. Okay. I need more spicy. Well, you're fighting a W imp. This is one of the imps of Hades. He's not particularly tough. In fact, he's not even particularly effectual. Get the jump on him, and I beat him up. He gets the jump on me. He decides he's tired of being a W imp and down some steroids. He suddenly becomes large and green and starts to attack, but just as suddenly he returns to normal and hides behind a rock, embarrassed. Alright, ooh, I got a ruby W. Now this is a giant ruby in the shape of the letter W. That's weird. I'm fighting a P imp. He hits me in the head with his pimpin' cane. He also canes you in the solar plexus with his pimpin' hit. Alright. How do we do it? Quaint and curious volume. You stumble into a clearing. Really, you should watch where you're stepping and see one of the Deep Fat Friars reading a most peculiar book. It seems to be bound in human flesh and has a screaming face on the cover of it. I mean, an actual literal screaming face, not a picture of a face that looks like it's screaming. Hey, what do you have there? It's an ancient volume of imp lore, the friar says. Aye, the book says. Stop reading that, I implore you, you say. That's got to be dangerous. I need someone to help me find the missing artifact anyway. Aye, the book says. Don't worry, the friar says, rolling his eyes. It can't suck me into Hades unless I forget to keep absolutely focused on the book at all time and not get involved in pointless conversation. Whoop! The friar disappears into the book, leaving his wallet behind. You quickly change your name to Victor, and to Victor go the spoils. Then you change your name back and continue your search. Ooh, a Helion. Alright, ooh, I got a Helion cube. It's a cooking ingredient. In the same way that a Boolean cube is a potent combination of salt and bull, this is a potent combination of salt and hell. Okay. You're fighting a P-imp. Whack. Alright, he starts to attack again, but is set upon by an army of call-girl imps intent on freeing themselves from his servitude. Alright. You see a bunch of imp tracks all leading in the same direction. You follow them and find a massive crowd of imps. They're all waving signs like Hades is for imps, equal pay for equal torture, and Hades, no, we won't go. What's going on, you guys? You ask. A nearby imp puts down his sign and walks over. We're going on strike, he says. We're tired of being treated like second-class demons just because we're small. We're striking until Satan gives in to our terms. Aren't you worried it'll just crush you like bugs, you say? Nah, the imp replies, not if we stick together. As long as we have imp unity, there's no way we can be punished. Plus, we just found an artifact that the friars stole from us years ago. As long as we have that artifact tucked safely away in the clearing in the middle of the dark neck, we're unstoppable. Here, wear this to show your solidarity with the struggle. You thank the imp and head off to find where they've hidden the friars' artifact. Ooh. It's an accessory, gives me +5 hot damage and +5 hot damage to spells. This is a ring symbolizing the togetherness and unity of all imp kind. It's lined with little bas-relief carvings of dozens of happy imps, all banding together to torture the husks of the damned in the spirit of harmony and togetherness. Well, let's go equip that, shall we? I've already got a bat skin belt, so I can take off my shiny ring and put on the imp unity ring instead. We will go back to the dark neck of the woods, fighting another W imp. I got another imp ale. Alright. Fighting a P imp. He takes off his feathered hat, not pictured, and gores you with his horns. Ow. Club him like there's no tomorrow, dealing damage. This imp be stylin'. He advances towards you, tossing his cane from hand to hand. I got a hot wing. It's a meat smithing component. I didn't know that. And a crappy food. More steroids from the W imp. I got an imp ale, another ruby W, and a wussiness potion. Okay. You find a small clearing in the dark neck of the woods. In the middle of the clearing, hiding in plain sight, is a dodecagram. This must be the artifact the imp was talking about, and it must also be one of the missing components for the Friars ritual. You grab it, feeling only slightly guilty at dooming the imp's strike effort. I mean, it's not like they'd refrain from torturing you for all eternity just because you helped them out. Alright, so I've got the thing from the dark neck of the woods. Let's head into the dark heart of the woods. You're fighting a fallen archfiend. This thing used to be an archfiend until it failed in its evil duties and was cast down. Or up. Let's call it sideways. It arches up and kicks you in the elbow. What a heel. Ow, that hurt. Alright, I beat it. I got an evil golden arch. This is a fiendish curve of golden metal. You estimate that it's about half pure evil. Okay. As you search the dark heart of the woods, you're somewhere in the left dark ventricle at the moment. You almost trip over a little imp who is carrying a big plate of hot wings. Hey, watch where you're going, you big undamned galoot, he shouts. Sorry, where were you going with those wings? I'm having a party with some of my fellow imps at our secret treasure stash. We just stole something from those tubby friars, and I can't wait to show it off. I'll bet you didn't really steal from the friars. Prove it, you say, craftily. No way, loser, the imp says and leaps away, dropping the plate of wings. He pauses just long enough to moon you before just vanishing into the brush. Well, it appears you've reached an impasse. The wings got all dirty when you dropped them, but the plate looks interesting. You pocket it, or you sack it, since it's too big to pocket. There is a hot plate. It is an offhand item with a shield. Gives me damage reduction 3, and hot damage, and damages the attacking opponent. This is a dinner plate from Hades, glazed with the tears of the damned and fired in a kiln far hotter than those available in the mortal realms. It keeps hot things hot, and cold things hot. Okay, that's actually worth equipping. Let us equip my hot plate. And let us go back to the dark heart of the woods. You're fighting a G-imp. This is an imp dressed entirely in black leather bondage gear. He giggles in a way you're not entirely comfortable with which you're not entirely comfortable. He gets the jump on you. He brushes up against my hot plate and suffers 1 damage, sizzle. He pulls out a paddle and whacks you with it. Maybe the G-imp is just a demonic frat boy. Alright, I viciously bludgeon him, and I acquire a hot wing. Let's adventure again. Another P-imp. He drains his pimp chalice, then smacks you with it. The bacon stone encrusted cup is hella sharp. Alright. Running the load. You see a trail of hot wing sauce on the ground and follow it into a hole at the bottom of a huge hollow tree. As you step inside, you find 2 breathtaking things. The first is that you're standing in a gigantic implode, a huge treasure cache filled with meat, rare items, and even hard-to-get familiar larvae. The second breathtaking thing is the imp that just punched you in the stomach. Hey, undamned one, he shouts. Imps only! Now you know where this is, we have to send it back to Hades. He holds up his hands, and you see he's holding a box of birthday candles. He makes a complicated gesture with both hands, and reality starts to warp. The implode begins to collapse in on itself, folding out of this dimension. Implode. Very nice. You manage to snag some meat before it vanishes entirely, but you're soon left standing a little clearing where the implode was. Even worse, the imp with the birthday candles is nowhere to be seen. Another fallen archfiend. Nothing interesting there, unfortunately. G-imp. Another G-imp. He pulls out a bullwhip and bullwhips you. Man, what a bunch of bull. Alright. Another fallen archfiend. Alright. This imp be styling. He advances towards you, tossing his cane from hand to hand, and I get the jump on him. I got another hot wing and another impale. Another G-imp. Alright. Oh, he pulls out a cat o' nine tails and whips you with at least 5 of them. Ow. Stop it. Imp be nimble, imp be quick. You finally catch up to the candle-carrying imp, who is presumably a card-carrying imp as well, and snatch the candles out of his greedy little talons. Hey, he says, those are mine. If some imp told you that, the imp lied, you say. These belong to the Deep Fat Friars, and I'm taking them back. No little minion is going to keep me from whatever awesome reward I'm sure to get for finishing this quest. You take the candles and get out of the dark heart of the woods before the next attack. Okay. I've got 12 adventures left that I can spend on the dark elbow of the woods. You're fighting an L-imp. This imp doesn't appear to be in very good shape, unless you consider shaped like something with 2 broken legs to be a good shape. Okay. You're fighting a demon ninja. The big red ninja with horns stands before you. I am the demon ninja, he says. Allow me to demonstrate the myriad ways in which I can whoop your ass. He gets the jump on you. Your opponent brushes up against the hot plate and suffers 1 damage. He demonstrates the incapacitating power of a well-placed karate chop. Ow! Okay, I beat him up. I got a hot katana blade. This is the blade of a katana. The only thing that's interesting about it is that it's really, really hot, so be careful with it and wipe your nose. And I also got some demon skin. This is the skin from a demon. There are a number of adjectives you could use to describe it. Among that number are thick, tough, leathery, red, and warm. These adjectives are also among the adjectives you could use to describe a grizzled but friendly old communist. Okay. A G-imp. Alright. An L-imp. Alright. Another L-imp. He kicks you in the shins with his big, heavy cast. Ow! Wonklin is now 19 pounds. You tiptoe through the threatening underbrush of the dark elbow of the woods, leaving no stone unturned or turn unstoned as you search for the Friar's lost artifact. You're looking so hard, in fact, that you almost trip over a little L-imp sitting by the side of the path. He's holding out a little wooden cup and contriving to look as pathetic as possible. "Hey there, governor," he says. "Spare a few meat for a down on his luck, imp. I can't walk since I broke both legs in one of Satan's infernal sock races." You reach into your wallet, then stop. "Wait a minute," you say. "I'm wise to your impact, and it'll have no impact on me." I've seen plenty of L-imps making an honest living by beating the stuffing out of adventurers. Anyway, I don't have time for this. I need to find some magical artifacts some tubby losers lost in here. "Oh, I know what you're looking for," the L-imp says. "I'll tell you who took it, and I'll give you some of my imp ale if you'll just use this tree branch to scratch inside my cast for me. The itching is driving me crazy." You agree to the dark creature's nefarious terms, and he tells you that one of his fellow imps, an artist by trade, stole the artifact. You thank the L-imp, pocket the imp ales, and head off to look for an imp in a beret. Fighting another demon ninja. I got the jump on him this time. Whack, I got ninja hot pants. Power 70. It's part of the hot and cold running ninja suit, and it gives me hot damage. I like it. I will not bother to equip them now because I only have 5 left, so. Another demon ninja. I got another hot katana blade. Another L-imp. He gets the jump on you. He hobbles forward toward you to attack, but stops to scratch an itch under his cast. You watch, bemused, as he unfolds a wire hanger and uses it to scratch. Then another demon appears, shouts, "No wire hangers ever!" and beats the L-imp and you. I'm not sure I get it, but okay. Ooh, he smacks you in the shoulder with one crutch, balancing expertly on the other one. You prick. Alright, one more adventure here. You step into a clearing and see an imp in a beret sculpting a giant replica of Satan out of a block of butter. "Yes, the Dark Lord will be pleased by this likeness I have rendered, and he will be doubly pleased when we feed it to a bunch of lactose-intolerant damned souls. How fortunate I was to steal the butter knife from those stupid friars." "Aha!" you shout, leaping into the clearing. "Impart unto me that knife, imp artist." Unfortunately, the little jerk squeals, grips the knife tightly, and runs away on his stubby little imp legs before you can catch him. You give chase, pausing only to lick the sculpture. Delicious, refreshing butter. Okay, before I do that, I do want to go back to Seaside Town. I'm going to ignore the Council of Loathing right now because I'm still in the middle of one of their quests. I do want to go to the meatsmith and buy a sword hilt. See, I have a suspicion that I can smith the sword hilt with the katana blade, but I'm not actually sure. I could be wrong. So we will take the hot katana blade and the sword hilt, and maybe? No. Okay. Well, worth a shot. Let's spend my last adventure in the dark elbow of the woods, then. A G-imp. Whack. Okay, now I need some food. What have I got in terms of consumables? I've got an enchanted bean burrito, but I think I'm going to need that. So let's eat a knob sausage. Let's eat an over cookie. Let's eat 5 hot wings. You eat the wing. It clears out your sinuses, making room for more magic. And another hot wing. Well, that's not a whole lot. Let's eat a stalk of asparagus. You munch on the tasty asparagus. Invigorating. Just don't go to the bathroom for a while. And we'll eat some knob mushrooms too. I should probably be cooking this stuff, but I am not in the mood to do that right now. You eat the mushroom and grow twice to your original height. Wait, no you don't. Grow twice to your original height, that is. You definitely eat the mushroom. Definitely. Alright. Well, that's enough of that for now. Let's go back to the dark elbow of the woods. I've only got another 14 adventures here, so I may not get the thing that I need. Fighting a demon ninja. Ow. No wire hangers ever. Yeah, that's got to be a reference to something I don't get. I got an eldritch butter knife. Let us return to the copse of the Deep Fat Friars. Hurry to the center of the circle and perform the ritual. You place the dodecagram on the ground at the center of the box of stones. You light the box of candles and place them in a circle. You wave your eldritch butter knife to and fro. The infernal creatures who have tainted Friars' copse stream back into the gate, hooting and shrieking. The Deep Fat Friars approach you and speak. Thank you, adventurer. Truly you are a master of cleansing the taint. We'll be sure to let the council know you've made good on the promise of help. You might be interested to know that Brother Marx has been trying to figure out where in Hades all of these creatures come from. He has checked out several tomes of arcane knowledge from the local library, you know, the one across the street from the sleazy back alley, and poured through them until he found the solution. If only he had poured a bit more quickly, we wouldn't owe the library thousands of meat in fines. Anyway, Brother Marx discovered that we opened our portal directly above Hades' biggest city, Pandemonium. It was recently named #1 on Hades' weekly Best Places to be Eternally Damned list. All of the downwardly mobile imps and demons live there, including Azazel, one of the Archdukes of Hades. Incidentally, one of the L-imps dropped a copy of Hades Weekly as he was leaving. The lead story is that Azazel is missing some vitally important personal possessions. Somebody probably stole them. That's one of the hazards of living among creatures of pure evil, you know. The article says he's offering a war for their return. It's up to you if you want to get involved. We're going to stay the Hades away from this gate from now on. Oh, and listen, don't be a stranger. Drop by and visit us and maybe get a blessing. We're good at blessings. Well, what does Brother Flying Burrito say? Flying Burrito's blessing, which gives me food drops from monsters. Brother Corsican's blessing gives me +2 familiar experience per combat, and Brother Smothers gives me +30% booze drops from monsters. Well, isn't that fascinating? Let's get this first. Okay. Let's check out the old landfill. Another junk sprite beam melter. So, junk sprites have that hippie urge to turn junk into something else, but at least the junk sprites go for useful and deadly over. Looks great twisted into my dreads, man. Alright, beat 'em up. Another washer sharpener. Wham. Ooh, I got a funky junk key. My best friend had one of these. Sad but true. He used it to go into a junk sprite den and he never came back. Oh. Okay, this passage, like many passages, is dark and splits both ways. The left branch smells decidedly bathroomy, the middle branch smells like somebody left a television on in that direction, and the right branch is warm. Let's go right. Ah, this must be the Junk Sprite's workshop, or foundry, or sauna, maybe? The walls seem to be made of a greater than usual concentration of rusty toolboxes. There's a big tractor hubcapping like a gong near the entrance, and it's really hot. An old metal billboard for the Puffin Wizard Cigar Company hangs on a nearby wall. Let's take the sign. I have an antique cigar sign. Puffin Wizard cigars. They're not for babies. What does the hippie think? Still working on the boat. Okay. Ooh, I got jagged scrap metal. It's a combat item. I can never really tell different kinds of metal apart. All I know about this one is that it involves a lot of screaming. Okay. Spoon melter. Ow, I dropped my hammer of smiting on my eye. That hurt. Let's adventure again. Oh, come on, I just want to find... Ooh, I got another funky junk key. Alright. Let's go to the right again, and this time, let's bang the hubcap. You grab a hammer and bang the gong. Before you have a chance to get it on, the deafening reverberations drive you out of the room and then out of the den entirely. You guys like T-Rex? Ooh, I acquire an item, Worse Homes and Gardens. This is a magazine with a variety of articles on how to ruin your house and or yard by covering or filling it with rusty scrap metal. It's a quest item that cannot be traded or discarded and is usable. Well, let's go into my inventory and see what happens if I try to use it. Worse Homes and Gardens. Aha. So, to get the junk. Okay, if there was a hate boat, this is probably what it would look like. I have 1 antique cigar sign and 2 pieces of jagged metal. So I don't have enough to make anything great yet, but I need an old clothesline pole and an old clawfoot bathtub. Okay. Cool. Swordsall. Ooh. Weapon damage plus 8 maximum damage. Cool. Alright. You can also make junk food. But I don't have molten scrap metal or bent scrap metal. Cool. Alright, well, I've got one adventure left. Let's adventure here. Beat 'em up. And let us go and get drunk. Consumables. I still have 3 whiskey sours. Let's drink 3 of those. You drink the whiskey sour. It's puckerific. Let's also use my suntan lotion of monstrousness. And I need, what, 6 impales? Alright. It's full-bodied and tasty, but you feel a little guilty about supporting the breweries of the damned. Well, now that I am falling down drunk, my day is over. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Dillzim. I am signing out, and if you've never played Kingdom of Loathing, you really should. It's a lot of fun. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful evening.